What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Eli the Rebel. Welcome to the welcome back to the channel, first and foremost. Secondly, and more importantly, this is not a coaching carousel episode, unfortunately, as I will be gone for a whole month, meaning that I just won't have access, to YouTube pretty much. I don't have access to iMessage. Like, I can't, like, I'll be out of the country, so in terms of communicating to people back here in the US, it's going to be super difficult, so I'm just not going to bother. I'm looking forward to it though. I need to, I think this month will help me, clear my mind and things like that. But as promised, at the end of the last episode, which you haven't seen, click the icon right now. Last episode, we ended off, basically I just went over like my transition over to USF to Penn State, and as promised, I will be doing a recruiting tutorial. So the most popular video on my channel for NCAA content is the advanced preseason recruiting guide, which I'm going to put an iCard for that right now. And it is still the highest viewed video NCAA wise. Obviously my draft league stuff is of higher viewership and engagement. However, I no longer do that stuff, which I'll explain in another video when I come back. But today we're just gonna go over, the advanced tutorial was good, but I'm going to try to go more in depth as much as possible. And we also have I've linked resources in the description, and editing Eli will be popping in and out of this video today to remind you guys, like, okay, refer to resource 1 to understand the basics of what I'm doing here and things like that. But just very quickly, when you go start up a new dynasty here on any of the PS2 NCAAs, you already have all the jersey numbers assigned to you, which will then take you to all the summer training drills. I skipped the summer training for the first season, but you can do them if you want to, up to your preference. You guys have seen most, if not all, of the drills that are offered here on the PS2. We don't have to go over that. We can just go over to redshirting, which is the first part of the recruiting tutorial. So this is a good time to plug resource 1 right now. Resources 1, 2, and 3. Oh no, yeah, no. All 3 resources. The first 3 resources are videos, and then the 4th resource is an article, all done by Playbook Gamer, aka Coach Al. He does a tremendous job of going in depth, going over the basics more thoroughly. I'm just gonna go over like tendencies and my personal preferences with you guys, just so that way you have, this will be a more like faster paced tutorial, hopefully. But redshirting is important because it allows certain players to come back an extra year if needed. So we're gonna skip right to the halfback position. We currently have 6 total halfbacks on the roster, but the depth chart will only put up 4. So all I'm going to do here is redshirt Ben Branch and Bob Davis here. Okay. Now, if I don't redshirt these guys, Ben Branch will be a junior and Bob Davis will be a senior. And for the most part, I'm redshirting these guys because look at the top 2 backs. They're both redshirt seniors. So it's going to be important for me to have a starting halfback for the next 3 years as opposed to 2. And I think Ben Branch can do that. If you've been a follower of the Coaching Carousel Dynasty, Ben Branch is actually Steve Palmer in that series. I've picked USF for year 1 simply because the coaching carousel, we didn't start at USF. We actually started at FIU, then went to USF. So USF is a perfect team to you know, start the recruiting tutorial with, because they are a 3-star program, and this tutorial is going to help you with how to get high-level recruits for those 1 to 3-star programs, as recruiting for a 4 to 6-star program is a lot easier than a 1 to 3-star program. Once you redshirt, whoever you need to redshirt, you can go into custom schedules. I'm not going to edit the schedule because I'm going to be simming all the games, but most people are going to be doing a combination of simming and playing the games. If you play all 12 games, God bless you. You know, you do you. So if you're going to play all 12 games, try to make your strength of schedule B plus A minus if you're somewhat good. Keep it B if you know the team is awful. Maybe even make it B minus. The lowest I'll go for a strength of schedule is B minus. And then if your team is ready to make serious national waves, you want A and A plus strength of schedule, because the last thing you need is for your team to be super good, but only have an A minus strength of schedule and not even be considered for the national championship. That would just suck, because in the PS2 dynasties, there's no college football playoff. It's still BCS. So make sure your strength of schedule is strong for when your team is actually ready to make a serious case to be national champions and things like that. And another thing, if we go down to weeks 8, so weeks 8 through 12, you want to have some home games here, and this is because this is where in-season recruits will most likely will be able to visit your school. And before we get into the in-season recruiting part, if you haven't saved, go ahead and save here. So saving here, what saving here allows you to do, I almost deleted the Penn State file, excuse me. So what saving here does is, if you don't save here, you're stuck with the board that you have. But if you you know, I can work with any recruiting board for the most part. This is only a tutorial, but if you don't like the recruits that you get when you enter the screen, you can go back to custom schedules, and then it will just give you a new list of players to look at. So I'm gonna show you very quickly, you know, yeah, just to proof it. Okay, so we have these 4 guys right here. Okay, remember these names. Okay, and because I only saved at the custom schedule screen and not this screen, I can go back out and restart and get new names. So again, when I back out, I'll go load the Dynasty that I just backed out from, and then I will get new recruits. Again, I'm trying to make this you know, as short as possible without you know, without using any hard cuts and things like that, in case people think that I'm, like, you know, trying to manipulate certain things or whatever. But now we have a brand new board, as you can see. So let's take a look at team overview. When you get to this screen right here, obviously you know, if you look at resource 1, resource 1 will tell you, like, where player name is, where they're from, national position ranking, size, weight, you know, position, all the tendency things. Like, I'll explain that very quickly when we get there. But I want to look at team overview really quickly. If you press and hold the circle button, your primary school's colors, so for USF it's green. So anything that you see in green, you need to actually recruit someone. for that position. Anything in white means that I don't have to recruit for that position, but I can still target somebody. So for example, I could target Trevor Neely. Even though I don't need a quarterback, as you can see right here, I can still go out and recruit him if I want to, but I'm not going to. Where are you from? You're from Maryland and you're a lefty? That's kind of cool. You're from Canada. So like, if you don't know your states, so they treat Canada as their own state, and Washington D.C. So that's why that was very important. Here's what's also important. So I know that for USF, Florida and Georgia are pipeline states. So anytime you see bracket, pipeline, end bracket, it's a pipeline state. And if you don't know your pipelines for whatever school you take over, just scroll like this. Just scroll like this and you'll see, oh, Florida, pipeline, Georgia, pipeline, right? But Hawaii isn't, because it doesn't have the thing. But I'm gonna target Nick Coleman, even though he's a 5-star, but he's from a pipeline. I don't know why, okay? I haven't, to me, it feels like I can get this guy. I have a 20% chance, better chance of getting this guy as opposed to, let's say, Brad Blanchard from Germantown, Maryland, simply because of the whole pipeline aspect of it. Again, we have Gerald Bernard from Castleberry, Florida, also a pipeline, and he's going to be 20% easier to get than Nick Coleman based on the star prestige, along with being a pipeline. Now, what's interesting about in-season recruiting, you can go about it two ways, right? You can either continue these pipelines or make brand new ones. So, to make a brand new pipeline, let's say I want Ohio to be a pipeline state, right? With TJ Southall, okay? I need to recruit at least 3 players from Ohio or any other non-pipeline state. If I get 3 going into the offseason, I will essentially have a new pipeline. And then I'll get the boost, and then like in the off season, Ohio players will become cheaper. All that wonderful stuff, right? So, okay, Mark McPherson for wide receivers. I need wide receivers as much as possible. So we're gonna get 2 Florida guys. Willimantic, Connecticut. I was literally just there for work today. Oh, here we go. Donovan Ellison from Bridgeton, New Jersey. So I would need to try to officially sign 3 New Jersey kids in order to get, to get New Jersey to be a pipeline. Editing Eli is going to give you the top 5 states to recruit from. These states produce the most players from my experiences. So go ahead and, try to make those your pipelines, and depending on where your school is located, the closer the pipeline is to your school, the cheaper the points will be come off-season time. So here I actually need a center. That is another position of need, but I'm going to pick the Trenton, Tennessee center as opposed to the Novato, California guy, simply because if I get this, then it will start, a new pipeline, which could actually see myself using because Tennessee is geographically closer to Florida. And that's also the reason why I went after this guard from Mississippi. That's another area that I could make. North Carolina, I know my school's in Florida, so I'm already targeting the southern states that are, obviously Florida is being the most southern state, but trying to get and I have Georgia already as a pipeline, so getting something like Alabama, Mississippi, either of the Carolinas would be really great. Oh, do I need D tackle? Yes, I do. I would rather get the Louisiana's another interesting pipeline that I could look at. But I'm going to go with the pipeline kid. Derek Smith from Ohio again. He's 5-star. It's very rare to find 5-star outside linebackers. It's more common for middle linebackers. I'll target both. We could make Ohio a pipeline if we wanted to. Could be something really fun. Now I have 4 scholarships left. I usually go in order from quarterback all the way down. And having 4 is perfect. 3 even, because that allows me to recruit 2 corners and 1 safety each. Unless the safety class is like really stacked. So I have options between New Jersey, Nebraska, or Arkansas. I'll only target 1. I usually like height for my corners. So this guy runs the second fastest 40 out of the 3, but he's 6'1". The other 2 are 6 feet exactly. I like the 415 squat. So now I'm going to plug resource number 4. All the 40 time bench press squat. They all these attributes, right? This is a spreadsheet for what these translate into. Basically, a certain 40 time will translate to a certain overall of speed. Bench press represents strength. Squat represents, so for defensive players it's tackling, but for fullbacks, tight ends, and offensive linemen it's run blocking. And then squat for skill players that are not fullbacks and tight ends, that represents break tackle. So those are very important things. You know, so if you ever wanted to know what the overall ratings would turn into for those players, you could go ahead and you know, check out the resource down below. But I'm gonna take Russ Ware out of Arkansas. Free safety, we have Texas or Colorado. So I'm probably gonna take the Texas guy. And then now I have 2 left, and I could use it. Oklahoma, that's fine. Or do I have... Ooh, I do have a pipeline. I have 2 pipelines from Florida. Do I have any Florida for the 3-star end? No, only the 2-star end. So what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to take off this George guy, because his squat number is what, 535? And look, Carlos Brooks is a 535. Daniel Harvey's a 495, but I could like easily convert him into a free safety like in a couple years time. So that's gonna be my board. I'm mostly focused on trying to get as many Florida guys. Since this is the first year, we're not going to have a super fantastic record simming all these games. But again, it will come with time. When you get up to the 4 and 5-star and even the 6-star rating, this will be exponentially much easier and things like that. And look at this, Mark McPherson has really good interest. We're number 1 on his list. So we're gonna do what I usually do is the 10x10 method. I'll put 10 hours on 10 different players going into the first week, or week 0 if you're a real college football fan. You know this is week 0. But some people do 20x20, some people do 25x4, but I like to do 10-10 to start, because the more players you get, now granted they will be, unfortunately, they will be lower rated than the off-season recruits, but look at this. I have 5 needs. If I can get like 2 of them, at least 2 of them in season, that will, you know, give me momentum. It will be less holes to fill going into off season, which is really nice. To me, especially when you're a smaller program, try to get guys that are interested in you. Okay? Like I try to avoid like these Gerard Kennedys and those people of the world, and the Tony Mosses, Calvin Wright as well. Look at this. There are 6 schools. Yeah, 6 schools out of 8, all higher all higher interest levels than USF. So we have 20 recruiting points left. How many Florida guys do we have? We did not get any Georgia guys, which is unfortunate, but that will come with off-season recruiting. Or if I don't recruit any of them and they graduate, you can lose your pipelines. In theory, you can lose pipelines. So that's also something to keep in mind. If you don't continue attacking your pipelines, you can lose them. Only one school will the school based on its geographical location. So, for example, USF is in Florida, Tampa, Florida to be exact. So, I will always have Florida as a pipeline state from no matter what. But the other 49 states plus DC and Canada, they can all change. They can all change in theory. So what I'm gonna do, I have 4 guys that could or 3. No, it was 3. I have 3 guys from Florida, so one of them is going to be cut. I'm already pursuing McPherson for my 5-star wide receiver, so I'm gonna go ahead and put 10 points in Daniel Harvey and 10 points in Matt Ball. And what that allows me to do, so the reason why I'm pursuing those guys is because remember when I said there's an imaginary that feels like 20% higher chance of, you know, gaining interest on them? This applies here too. So it may look like it's gonna be a long shot, but because we're in Florida, if we get a positive pitch for a location, we might start, you know, going crazy, and all of a sudden Matt Ball, you know, is adding us to his top 5, if not top 3. And that's what I'm banking on with Daniel Harvey as well, is hopefully location will be you know, a positive pitch for some of these guys, man. So once you have that all set up, you then just go into your play week. Either play your games or sim them. So for this demonstration, I'm going to sim them. Alright, so whenever you see a little notepad to the left of your player here, that means that there's a major update in the recruiting status of the recruit. So let's first take a look at Matt Ball. We see that he has A+ field awareness for a defensive tackle, benches 465, squats 605. But because Carlos Brooks is, you know, we're now in his top 5, we can also see now that he's a good potential and excellent discipline. So good potential means that he will naturally grow at a pretty nice rate if we don't do summer training with him. He's gonna progress just fine. But of course, if you do summer training, you can make that look excellent. But discipline is excellent discipline is the highest rating of discipline, meaning he will be the least likely to get in trouble, meaning like he's least likely to get suspended, right? Because believe it or not, program standards is a thing in here. They took out suspending players in PS3 and Xbox 360 NCAAs, which I really hope they'll bring back for NCAA 24, which is coming out in July. Basically 10 months from now, man. Basically 10 months from now. We can't wait. But you know, if you haven't checked out Playbook Gamers, you know, because I've been plugging his resources like crazy. But he's also been doing a Duke Dynasty, so you could use like the discipline tool as something if you're looking to, you know, if you have certain academic standards that you need to you know, reach. Now here's what happens when you start losing games. So this is why I do the 10 by 10 method as well, not only to try to get the most amount of players, because like I tend to get 1 to 8 players depending on how well I do out of 15, of course. You're going, like, if I start losing games, I'll know that I lost points on somebody. So Matt Smith, we put 10 points on him. We lost to Florida. The other schools on my list were recruiting me a lot harder. So we not only lost, we just got off of his list completely. We also passed week 2, meaning there's no point in going after these guys, any of these red arrows right here, or just, you know, so it's better to just go after put these 10 points on somebody that you're already giving 10 points towards. Mark McPherson, we're fine on him. Nick Coleman, I'd love to get Nick Coleman as well. 5 stars are the highest rated prospects, so if you put more points in them, you know, hopefully they'll stick around and things like that. I'm not so super concerned about guys like Julian Wilson or Bo Carter. They'll just naturally, their interest level is high enough to the point where they're gonna come around visit time. But yeah, when you lose players, you know, then you get your points back. Just put them on players that you're already going after. That way you'll have a better chance of landing. That's all for the most part. Oh man, I got too excited. I didn't mean to schedule the visit right away, but Nick Coleman is ready to take visits. We are in his top 3. We're going to be battling with Miami and Texas for this kid. Now, you can press and hold circle when you get to this screen and look at pitch feedback. We don't have a positive pitch yet, but if you look at underneath the ticker of stats here, he says he has a lucky number. Maybe it's worth indulging his superstitions. Do not schedule your visits on a bye week. That's not going to get the job done. You want to schedule them on home games. So I picked Rutgers because it's the easiest. Although you could argue UConn is easier, but like that's too late in the season to have recruits. So I picked Rutgers simply because it's easier to beat them than it is Pitt. So that's what we're going to do. I also lost 20 points on that 5-star wide receiver. To be fair, he didn't have any prospect feedback or anything like that, so which is unfortunate. But we're going to go ahead and split those points to Matt Ball and Carlos Brooks, simply because those are down arrows. We need those back up, indeed. But Nick Coleman, he said, remember I said he has a lucky number? Yeah, we can go back to recruiting, then go to player promises. He's requested the number 24. That's a beautiful halfback number. So again, we don't have to, you know, accept or decline until he's ready to come visit Rutgers. But pretty much, if you do accept this, we're gonna get him. So this is I'm very excited to get Nick Coleman on the squad here for sure, man. And see, this is why I don't like to schedule my visits immediately the week after a major game. Like trying to schedule them on a bye week, because if I see, you can go reschedule them. Like I could put this visit all the way to UConn, but look at how close knit the race is. If I put Nick Coleman to visit for UConn, yeah, we'll most likely win that game, but Miami could straight up steal. So I don't wanna do that. Alright, so before I begin to explain this, we have 10 recruiting hours left. And that's because Calvin Wright came off our board, and oh no, Daniel Harvey came off our board, unfortunately. So we're gonna put the 10 points on Nick Coleman because I really want this guy. He could theoretically be a starting halfback over the sophomore that we just redshirted for this coming season. Promise him to give number 24, yes. But before you do that, you have to press and hold the circle button again. Again, nothing about academics. What you're looking for is positive pitches. Like Julian Wilson, for example. Academic prestige has him interested in USF. So if you, when it's time for him to visit the school, you gotta go into schedule activities, and when it's Julian's time to visit, you would pick these 2 activities. But for Nick Coleman, what can we give him? He is from Florida, so we're gonna do location, right? What else is promising? We could use academic prestige. It's really good, but the pitch feedback says he's not concerned about it, so we have to stay away from that. We could give him playing time. That's an absolute yes. Coaching style. what affects coaching style is like if you go to coach options and change your like emphasis from like spread to like balance, for example, that will affect whether Nick Coleman likes our coaching style or not. But it makes a very subtle difference. Like not even a it's like a one. It feels like a 1% chance that a coaching style affects recruiting. But you know, I just threw in playbook activity because he's an offensive guy, and then I'll double check here to make sure we promise that. Coincidentally, Bo Carter, we have a negative pitch. He wants to attend a more prestigious football program. That means you got to stay away from program prestige. The other note was that he hasn't really followed your career, so that coaching prestige is off the table here. So again, he's from Mississippi, so we'll do location, do playing time, he's on offense, coaching style. Done. USF is number 3 on Carlos Brooks' list. Academics is not a high priority, near or far. He doesn't care about location, which really sucks because he's from Florida. I wanted to use that pitch. So let's do playing time. Then we'll do coaching style, and then Coach Prestige will take him to a charity event, which you're guest speaking. No, he doesn't really care about that. So let's discuss the accomplishments of the coaching staff. Last but certainly not least, we have Donovan Ellison. Program prestige is not a big deal to Donovan, so we're gonna say playing time for him. We'll do one location, tour the campus, surrounding area. Excellent discipline. That has to be an academics pitch, I feel like. But I might be wrong. I might be right though. But the important thing is that Nick Coleman has the most amount of points, because worst case scenario, if we lose to Rutgers, I believe that if we put in enough points on Nick Coleman, this player agreeing to the player promise should overrule that. So we'll see what happens here. Alright, so whenever you see this screen right here, it means you got a commitment. Now, we didn't beat Rutgers, but we had a road game against Louisville, won that one. Boom! Nick Coleman has committed to the USF Bulls. 5'11", 194 halfback, runs a 4.37. I mean, C+ field awareness ain't nothing to write home about, but 38 1-inch vert, A+ hands, 395 bench, 605 squat, good potential, good discipline. This gonna be our halfback 1, for sure. I love this guy, man. He's gonna play right away. Glad that we got him, man. And all we had to do, again, yes, we lost to Rutgers, but we beat Louisville on the road. Because when you have a soft verbal, you have a chance. You have a chance to really wow some people. And then when you go into you know, your in-season recruiting board, and there you go, Nick Coleman. There he is. We lost out on the tight end. He went to Auburn, and you're from New Jersey? He signed, early play time was a big draw, but he signed elsewhere. Oh! We got 3 guys, 4 guys going to Auburn, bro. What the heck, bro? Jeez. What the heck? Julian Wilson is ready to visit us. We have Pitt coming up, but I don't think we're going to win that one. We are going to beat UConn, though. Because if I were to schedule the Pitt visit now, it would just go right into the activities, and I'm not ready for that. Again, academic prestige has him interested, so we're going to go ahead and hammer that home. Bo Carter, we have a minus in him, so we're unlikely going to get him. Carlos Brooks is not even at, doesn't even have a full bar. So we're just gonna take both of these off and then just put all our points into Julian Wilson. So we're going to have a 5-star halfback and hopefully 4-star free safety. You look at this guy's stats: 4'5", 140, A+ field awareness, 35.7-inch vert, C hands, but again, he's a free safety. Okay, 240 bench, 570 squat, good potential, excellent discipline. Hopefully we get this guy to Alright, so Julian Wilson. We went down, even though I think it's because he finally, he visited Nebraska and they shot up. So, first off, we gotta give him the free safety position before we continue. And also, we gotta hammer academic prestige. So that means we do these two activities. Program prestige is not one of his major concerns. Prestige as a coach doesn't really interest him. He doesn't seem to care what style of football we play. So the coaching prestige and style out of the equation. So we'll do... Where's your location? You're from Texas, though. So we'll just tour the surrounding area, then do playing time for these. Agree to the free safety position, right? As long as we beat UConn, I think that should secure the bag. Alright, so unfortunately we lost to UConn, but because we had so many points and made the player promise, we got Julian Wilson. He's from Culper's Cove, Texas. Texas is not a pipeline. So if we can get like 2 more Texas guys going into the off season, then we can make Texas a pipeline. Low key. But I'm gonna go ahead and sim through the rest of the season, including you know, bowl week and things like that. I'm just curious, are we going to be in a bowl? I just want to see. It would be really cool if we're in a bowl. 6-6. I don't see us, but we do see USC and Oklahoma fighting for a national championship, so that's going to be something. A 5-star halfback in Nick Coleman, and a 4-star free safety in Julian Wilson. So now we go to team overview. We still need the 5 needs. So we got the players in white that we didn't really need, but they help a lot, I guess. And then we just need, you know, to fill the 5 holes to fill for the off season. So welcome to the off season. So this is a good time as ever to plug in resource number 3 for this one. The USC Trojans beat the Oklahoma Sooners? That what happened? Who they beat? Why did I get this? They beat Bama in the Natty, 42-28. Wow, so Bama had the Heisman winner, but USC comes out with the national championship. And that guy looks like Pete Carroll and not Lane Kiffin. But that's beside the point. That's not what we're here for. We're here to go into the off-season. So, this is the recruiting, training, and discipline budget. Now, you can move this around. So, recruiting refers to how many points you're going to get in the off-season. But also, this refers to any points that you would probably get, you know, for example, if players want to go early to the draft. The more recruiting percentage, the higher your recruiting percentage, the more points you have to spend to convince, you know, those guys to stay and things like that. Training refers to how well your players progress both in the spring game and during the season. And discipline refers to how many discipline points you'll have to spend during the regular season. So adjust to those accordingly. This is the spread that I did when I, you know, left FIU to go to USF. So hopefully it will work this time around. We'll see. So once again, I went a little too fast because I saw a 2-star kicker. We needed a kicker and we got it. So I'm gonna pursue the crap out of that once I get off of it. But if you don't get transfers to come to your program, so unfortunately I did not get transfers season 1. In the actual coaching carousel, I got Marcus McCall out of it. Or no. Did I get Marcus McCall out of it? No, it was season 2 off season where I got Marcus McCall. But yeah, I did not get transfers for season 1, but you would have seen a screen, you know, you would have seen a screen right after the graduation screen. I didn't show the graduation screen simply because nobody was like leaving. Nobody was like threatening to transfer or like go pro early, so I didn't need to show all that. But if you look here, your school secondary color, and it will see it's a pipeline state, And all these other gray states are just regular states. But what I like to do here, and most everybody's going to do this too, go to interested prospects for week 1. And, you know, go down. Again, if you need to look at what you need, go ahead and pick up what you need. So, wide receiver is a need. So, we look at Brandon Hayden. Number 4, whatever. But we can look at Lee Booker, an athlete. Ooh. For athletes, you got to look at 2010, 2009, 2008. This rolling ticker of stats. You got to look and see, like, okay, look, 2 tackles, 2 deflections, block. That means he's a defensive player, most likely a defensive back. So you're not gonna see that in the old NCAAs. You just go wing it on a wish and a prayer. But in the newer ones for PS2, you can see, you'll have a rolling ticker of stats, and you can see, like, you know, if you see receiving stats, then, you know, it's a wide receiver. If you see rushing attempts, then that's a running back, and, you know, things like that. You'll even see, you know, quarterbacks as well. But with most 2 stars, location, location, location. It's like you're trying to sell real estate, okay? So, very important to, you know, hammer that home. Here's some other 2 stars that I could look at. Nothing too crazy. The highest in interest is this Michael Reese from Alabama. But again, I don't think Alabama is going to be something that is going to be a state that I want to turn into a pipeline right now. I just don't. Center. I do need a center. We have 4 options to choose from. Ooh. There's 2 options here. We got Corey Johnson and Thing. So we'll recruit both. Alright, defensive tackle, we need 1 of those and 1 outside linebacker. Start with Joe Payne. We're numero uno on his list. Any other ones? Mike Gary. Okay, Mike Gary, I see you, my boy. We got Terrell Thompson, Key Largo, Florida. Okay, so we're hammering home Florida, it seems. Okay, outside linebacker, John Adriano, 2. Here's 1, John Thomas. Again, I'm trying to get a lot of players, so I don't have time to, like, you know, narrow down to who's gonna have, you know, good scouting and things like that. Plantation, Florida. Let's get him. Okay. Pearson. Bro, we're gonna have a crazy room of outside linebackers potentially. We only have 6 things left. Ooh. We're number 1 on his list. Matt Jennings, were you number 1 on the list too? No. What about you, Mike Scott? Ah, you were number 2. So if the Jesse Anderson thing doesn't work out, or if any of the outside linebackers don't commit, we can always turn to Mike Scott for another free safety. You know, because why not? And then we obviously, this is our number 1 priority here, to get kicker, because it's very hard to get kickers, punters in this game. So if you see any interested in week 1, take it. Head for the hills. Alright, so after every week of committing, you'll see this screen. Usually for week 1 you get 0 commits, but we actually got 1 here. Corey Johnson, Fort Pierce, Florida, 5'11", 294 center. Only a C+ awareness. 480 on the bench, 535 on the squat, average potential, poor discipline. You know, so according to Al, this would be a terrible center for his standards, but it's a body that we needed, so we got it. Now I'm going to show you guys how to low lock. So you go to all prospects here, right? We need a kicker really bad, but I'm not even sure if we're going to get the kicker that we get, right? First, I like to go to punter first, since you can easily move them to kicker. Whatever. You're going to look for a red arrow when you go down this list here. I don't see a red arrow, so that will go to kicker. Now, kicker, you're looking for a red arrow because it shows that they had interest in our program week 1. We don't get a red arrow there. So what do we do now? We'll circle the team overview. Let's go and target. Let's go look at middle linebacker. Let's go look at middle linebacker for a second. And let's see if we could try to get a 2-star middle linebacker. Again, we're looking for any red arrows, and then we can show you. Oh, here we go. So here we have William Jackson from Sanford, Florida, right? Red arrow, the interest bar is a little at half, a little above half. So all I have to do is scout for 3 hours, and then I get these updated stats. Boom! His interest level is now the same with everybody else. But then when we go sim the next week, you're going to hopefully see him in the interested pool right here. So that's going to be the goal. So now I'm gonna go to athlete and work my way to it. At the beginning of your dynasties, ooh, a 3-star athlete would be crazy. And he's a wide receiver. Okay, we're gonna try to get him along with the kicker. That's very important. Wow, this is good. I should have started going to the right. Fullback. We don't have a backup fullback. Although we could get a 1-star in Eric Phillips just as a backup behind. I don't know his name in this dynasty, but for those that follow the lore, the coaching carousel lore, it's Tony Bobo in the back. So we'll say Tony Bobo for now. We'll find out the name in this save file at a later date. Yeah, I'm really out here using points for fullback. Oh, we're down tremendous. It's fine though. Now I could do the same on current interested prospects right now, but I won't, simply because they'll always stay green for the most part. Oh, okay, we got Travis Singleton here. Cool. Nobody else here. Offensive line. We literally got 1 center. So let's try to get another one. Or actually, no, we have 1 fully committed and we have 1 targeted. Could go McAfee. Sure. Yeah, we'll go McAfee for that. And then we'll save the last one. I had a middle linebacker. Yeah. Let's just. All right. So that's enough. Low locking for now. Let's just go into week 2. Okay, I actually lied. We got a few more after adding, you know, more to the current targets. We're gonna go ahead and get Shane Smith. Okay. So week 2, I forgot to show you guys what I do with the current targets. For the most part, pretty much everyone had location as a positive hitch, because that's what 2-stars want, is to stay close to home and stuff like that. So we got 3 commits for week 2. DJ James, an outside linebacker, 6'3", 206, was a 4.49 as opposed to a 4.61. C- field awareness, 32.7 inch vert is D hands, 360 bench, 445 squat, but good potential, excellent discipline. Next we got Joe Payne, the 6'4", 257 defensive tackle. B awareness, 420 bench, 555 squat, average potential, good discipline. And then we got John Thomas, another outside linebacker for Fort Walton Beach, Florida. 6'5", 172, good lord. 4.59, 40. C+ field awareness, 33.6 inch vert, D hands, 325 bench, 445 squat, average potential, average discipline. Yeah, we have some unit. This is some unit for an outside linebacker. But First off, let's take a look at the interest pool. So, off the bat, we see Tony Fonte from Pinecrest, Tennessee. We low-locked him, and you can see with the green arrow, we're now in the interested, meaning we're in his top 5 now because of that. So I'm gonna use location, put that in there. We only went after 2 stars, so we can just go down the line here and look for anybody else. We got the tight end. You know what? I'm confident actually that it's gonna be location, since I know this game like the back of my hand almost. If you don't see a low lock guy, you know, week 3, it's okay. You'll see that guy week 4, if it's the case. So, Brent Robinson, he's 5th on our list as well. But again, like, you know, you could go potato. You know, I'm not gonna put confidence on that. That's not really a position of need. Whereas with tight ends, it's very hard to find good tight ends. Josh Harris, 1-star fullback. Again, 1-star fullback. Zach Lumpkin. Go like this. And then we'll see, you know, the other guys come in a bit later. We're going down on Jeff Harris, so I need to go boost stats very quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off screen. So for week 3, we got 3 more recruits coming in, starting off with Lee Booker, the athlete. Hopefully he'll play some defense for us as he runs a 4.51. D+ field awareness is unfortunate, but 39.2 inch vert, D+ hands, 285 bench, 385 squat, average potential, good discipline. Can never have enough corners in this game, for sure. TJ Essex, a defensive tackle from Prattville, Alabama, 6'3", 298. A+ field awareness, 455 bench, and 555 squat, average potential, average discipline. And the third player from week 3, Roy Patrick, Wellington, Florida, 6'4", 299. A+ field awareness, 405 bench, 570 squat, good potential but poor discipline. So once again, I completely missed. See, I knew I recruited a 3-star somewhere. I just knew it. I'm going to recruit the crap out of him. So again, like, if they don't come week 3, it's okay. You're gonna see these guys week 4. You're gonna see these guys week 4, man. For real. So be patient. Where's that middle linebacker though? We had a middle linebacker, didn't we? Mike Gary got okay. We had a middle linebacker, didn't we? Must have committed somewhere. But I'm going to recruit the crap out of this 3-star athlete who's a wide receiver. The goal of this is to try to find the positive pitch where it needs to be. Right now we're having a really tough time with that with Jeff Harris. But if we just keep, you know, pushing, we just keep pressing it, you know, our luck will come through. Here we go. Strong safety. We'll just do location for him. Hopefully he'll bite on that. Shane Smith from week 1. I'll go back to him on that. Yeah, see, whenever you see it, so basically whenever you see a positive pitch like location, you just keep hammering it until he commits. Alright, so this week and then week 5, you're going to see the bulk of your commitments come in. So first off, we got the 3-star athlete that we low-locked, Seth Parks, Miami Lakes, Florida. 5'9", 186, one's a 4.41, A- field awareness, 37.5 inch vert, C hands, 190 bench, 385 squat, average potential, average discipline. Looks like a very nasty slot receiver for the future. Dwayne Hall, Okeechobee, Florida, 6'5", 290, offensive guard, B awareness, 440 bench, 640 squat, but poor potential and discipline though. Brandon Hayden, 2-star wide receiver, Sarasota Springs, Florida, 5'10", 178. Runs a 4.45. B, field awareness, 39.5-inch vert. D minus hands. 240 bench, 385 squat, average potential, good discipline. Ben Mendoza, Winter Garden, Florida. 6'6", 275 for an offensive tackle. A minus field awareness, 405 bench, 555 squat, average potential, poor discipline. And Blair Pearson, another outside linebacker from Bellevue, Florida. 5'11", 207. Runs a 4.76. A plus field awareness, 32.7-inch vert. 285 bench, 555 squat, average potential for discipline. So week 5, you just simply you know, hammer home the fact that you need these recruits. Oh, we finally got a positive pitch for Jeff Harris. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Shane Smith didn't get a positive pitch for him. We don't really need him like that. Victor Carlton. Give me Victor Carlton, man. Give me Brent Robinson. Give me guys with positive pitches, man. For real. I got a lot of... Because I got limited points to spend. I need to spend them today. I need to spend them today. Yes! Yes! Nothing else matters. And he has A- kick power. That is very good. That's very good. You don't see that every day. The F accuracy... That should not matter if you're a good enough kicker in game. So, thank God we got Jeff Harris, man. Whew. We got 2 other recruits as well, along with the kicker. We got Jermaine Jackson from Perry, Georgia. 6'1", 225 outside linebacker. Was a 4.67, but D plus field awareness. 32.7-inch vert, 305 bench, 415 squat. Good potential before discipline. Last, we got Brent Robinson. A 5'11", 160 corner from Mulberry, Florida. Runs a 4.51, A plus field awareness, 39.2-inch vert, C plus hands, 215 bench, 385 squat, average potential for discipline. So on signing day, you can view all the signings down here. But what I like to do is go to top classes, then go find your school. We are not top 25. Are we top 40? We're number 42. So we got a total of 17 recruits, 1 5-star, 1 4-star, 1 3-star, and the rest are 2 stars. So very nice job right there. We're gonna go ahead and finalize recruiting, and that leads into position changes. Now, the first thing I like to do is go scout for 2 things. You sort the throw power column. So look here, we have some guys that can actually, we have a wide receiver that has almost the same throw power as Kevin Lewis, aka Reggie Patterson. I'm gonna move that guy to quarterback, okay? Then I also sort by kick power. Look at this. Jeff Harris, 84 kick power, 65 kick accuracy for a freshman. We have Jeff Patterson, who has pretty much the same stats as a redshirt junior. So that's impressive off rip. That's impressive off rip. So, again, I'm going to go to wide receiver. I'm going to find my guy. Where is he? Where is he? There he is. Move him to quarterback. Done. Next. How many athletes did I get? 2 of them. 76 wide receiver. Can he play anything else? Not really. 56 overall. Defensive player, looks like. Outside linebacker. We have too many of those. Can play secondary as well. We'll go to corner. We'll go to corner since he's tall. He's on the taller side. What's your tackle rating? 52? Yeah, you're gonna be a taller corner for the most part. Oh, Richard Lewis, we gotta move you to wide receiver. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna redshirt these guys. And then we're going to have 5 corners here. Very nice. Yep, Nick Coleman. I knew he was going to be starting. Good. So once you do all that, go ahead and sim to your games. Sim through your games. Or sim through the game, the spring game. And then you're going to notice the spring training results. And then the spring training results will take you and and show you, like, I think breakthrough players are +6 and above. You need to redshirt or just leave your freshmen and JUCOs to your natural positions. So we only got 3, unfortunately. We got Joe Eaton, Calvin Young, and Mario Dawson to all grow at +6 or higher. But if you do, like, how do I put this? If you put more points into training, the more likely you'll get more of these players to go up more and stuff like that. So keep that in mind. After you've seen all the results, you can pick your spring MVPs. And then once you select your MVPs, you can either, relook at, the guys that went up again, or just simply hit plus and go to cut players, and then you can just cut whoever you need to cut. Now, you don't have to cut everybody. So if you don't see this all total, you're going to have to add this manually. So 21 plus 15 is 36, plus 19 is 55, and then 10 is 65. You're capped at 70. So you cannot exceed 70. So we're at 65. So we don't really need to cut like that if we don't have to. So that's pretty much the rest. That's the whole entire recruiting thing, and God knows how many minutes. And to Eli, tell us how many minutes it's been. Fantastic. So once you get to this, then it will automatically set your depth chart, except that screen takes forever. So I won't make you guys suffer through all that. And then it will go back to square one with the assigned jersey numbers and whatnot. So until a month and change has passed, it's been your boy Eli the Rebel, man. I'll see you guys. Take care. Peace.